In the high-stakes world of corporate auditing, it's amazing how sometimes everything, and I mean everything, comes down to a single piece of paper. One document that can unravel a massive fraud. Today, we're going to walk through exactly what you do when that smoking gun lands right in your hands.
So put yourself in this situation. You're the lead auditor for Titanium Robotics. They're heading for an IPO, the pressure is on, everyone's watching. And then you find something you were never supposed to see. It's a memo, straight from the CFO. And, well, it changes absolutely everything.
And boom, there it is, in black and white. This isn't just some accounting error, right? This is deliberate. This is fraud. This is a textbook example of what we call the fraud triangle, straight out of Standard on Auditing 240. You've got the motive, those huge IPO bonuses, you've got the opportunity, the CFO can just override any controls, and the rationalization, that's baked into the company culture. Your heart's pounding for sure, but your training kicks in. First things first, you have to protect that evidence.
Okay, so your first move isn't about going on the attack. It's all about defense. You have the proof, and you need to build a fortress around it, like right now.
That's the first thing you say to your team. It's not a question, it's not a suggestion, it's a command. That one little phrase triggers one of the most powerful tools an auditor has. You tell them, scan it, encrypt it, get it into the main audit file immediately. From this moment on, that piece of paper is officially part of your working papers.
And here's why that's so critical. Standard on Auditing 230 makes one thing crystal clear. Your audit documentation, your working papers, they are your property, not the company's. This is so fundamental to an auditor's independence. Titanium Robotics can go shred their files, they can wipe their servers clean, but they cannot legally touch your audit file. This is your legal shield.
SA 230 has this golden rule. It's called the Experienced Auditor Test. And basically what it means is your documentation has to be so clear, so complete, that another qualified auditor who knows nothing about this company could pick up your file and understand exactly what you did, when you did it, what you found, and why it's a huge deal. There can be zero ambiguity. This is your proof.
All right, the shield is up. The evidence is secure. But a shield alone doesn't win the battle, right? Now it's time to forge the sword. It's time to plan your counterattack.
And this is the million-dollar question. You know there's a fire, but how do you find the source? You can't just go and ask the people who lit the match. You need a whole new strategy, one that's designed to cut right through all the lies.
So this is where your whole game plan has to pivot. Normally, in an audit, you might test a company's internal controls to see if you can rely on them. But here, forget about it. It's completely useless. Management is the problem. They're the ones breaking the rules. So you have to shift your entire focus to what we call substantive procedures. And that just means you go straight for the jugular. You attack the financial numbers directly.
So how do we build this response? Well, Standard on Auditing 330 gives us a really clear four-step blueprint. First, we've identified a massive risk of material misstatement, what we call RUM. Second, we design our audit procedures to respond directly to that specific risk. Third, we focus 100% on those direct, substantive tests. And fourth, that means we're going to be digging deep into the details, looking at specific transactions, checking balances, and hunting for anything that smells fishy.
But remember, you're not just dealing with a simple mistake here. You are up against an intelligent adversary, someone who is actively and cleverly trying to hide this from you. Your standard procedures just aren't going to cut it. You have to be unpredictable. You got to get inside the CFO's head. What does he expect you to do? He's expecting you to run the standard audit playbook, right? He thinks you're going to look at the biggest, most obvious expenses at the end of the year. He's probably already prepared for that. He's hidden the fraud where he thinks you'll never look. So the key is you do the exact opposite of what he expects.
And this is where the art of auditing really comes into play. You have to incorporate unpredictability, just like SA 240 tells us to. So instead of looking at year-end numbers, you pull maintenance logs from a random Tuesday in October. Instead of talking to senior managers who might be in on the whole thing, you go interview junior technicians on the ground floor. You don't just look at the big asset accounts, you start digging through the miscellaneous expenses account because that's where stuff gets buried. You change the nature, the timing, and the extent of your test to be completely and utterly unpredictable.
Okay, so let's wrap this all up. What are the key lessons from this whole high-stakes scenario? What are the things you absolutely need to take away from this?
This table really locks it all in place. Think about it this way. SA 230 is your shield. It secures your evidence and makes it untouchable. SA 330 is your sword. It helps you design the aggressive plan you need to attack the fraud. And that special requirement from SA 240, that's your secret weapon, the surprise. Shield, sword, surprise. It is a powerful framework that turns a potential crisis into a controlled, methodical response.
So, you've done the hard work. The evidence is solid, the plan is in motion, but before you go and confront the CFO directly, there's one final, absolutely critical step. And it all comes down to communication and governance. Who do you tell first? This isn't a guess. Your professional standards give you very clear guidance on this, and it's all about carefully navigating the chain of command. We'll get into that communication protocol next time,